Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our next guest on Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up. Alrighty, and there he is, right in the big frame. Oh, Mr. Mikey Martino. Mikey Compton to those who know him well. Oh, and won't let the past go. All right, now, Mikey, you are here because, A, we already established you helped us a lot with the video work on all these little things that we're surprising everybody with tonight. So, again, big thank you for your help there. But in addition to that, we don't hate you.
Just don't ask me again.
It won't ever happen again. Don't worry. Don't worry. We will never, ever, ever, ever ask you to do anything with us after this ever again. We're done.
No problem.
We're
Get
done.
out of here. Actually, there's the front door.
We're good.
Front
Actually,
door.
I'll be taking this
You
mic
gotta
with
go to
me.
the back door. Actually, there's a table in the way.
Oh, yeah,
You guys can
back
keep
door.
the Long
Back
Island
door.
stuff.
Thank you very much. We appreciate the Long Island. But you are a person that I mean, the entirety of you and I knowing each other, our biggest bond has always been movies. We
Definitely,
are huge nerds. We
Yeah.
we love film, and we are the assholes that will call it film. But we also love movies, and we know what movies to call movies and what movies to call films. We're very particular about what we say and how we call things. But I mean, since I've known you, you and I have hit it off talking about things. You've turned me on to yourself and to a lot of movies that I wouldn't have seen just through conversation. And
I think for me and you was the moment that you started talking to me about Gaspar Noé, and I was like, "Holy fuck!"
The
somebody
two
else
of you.
is
I think it took
like,
the two of you talking both about that for me to finally be like, "What was it? Love?"
Well, no, they had Irresistible, then Enter the Void,
Irreversible,
and
Enter the Void.
Yeah.
Oh, which one's the creep? You got the weird rape scene thing.
Irreversible.
Oh yeah, that was tough. That was a tough watch.
There's some crazy shit in Enter the Void too.
There is a lot of crazy shit in Enter the Void. There's a lot of crazy shit in Love, and I have not seen his new movie. You need to watch Love.
I haven't seen Climax yet either.
I haven't seen Climax, but you need to watch Love. It's me and Zach. I actually didn't know what the fuck the movie was about, and I put it on. And literally the first scene is a dude getting jerked off to a 3D cum shot.
Oh, so it's about love.
And I was just like,
all
right, well, I guess we're into this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like porno level
It is,
sex
yeah.
scenes.
100%.
It's porno noir.
But that movie is
porn noir.
That's actually
Porn
a really
noir?
good way to
It's specifically about this couple that is living in somewhere in the UK, and a young girl moves in next to them.
Okay.
But it's more, from what I've read, it's more like a movie about like, sort of like an autobiography of him in a sense, like something that he's actually gone through, like a small snippet of his life.
Well, that is one thing that I love about. I mean, most of our friends and most of the people that we hang out with, most of us are all nerdy. Whether it's music, movies, both, TV, anything like that, we all have our interests, and we stick by what we really, really like.
Yeah.
And there are movies that some people will tell me to watch, and I'll watch them. I'll go, okay, like pretty much all of Gaspar Noé, I watched it. I do not. It's like, what's that fucking Jared Leto fucking heroin movie? Requiem. Never need to watch it again.
I know.
And that's most Darren Aronofsky movies.
So many done
I do not need to see most of them twice.
I saw the Fountain. I saw the Fountain once.
Saw the Fountain
on
once?
acid, and
Oh,
I
no.
what do you call it? No. It was very profound. It was very. It
Did
changed
it make
my
more
life.
sense?
It changed my life, and it changed my perspective, and it changed how I treat people.
Oh, okay.
And it's like completely
Well,
changed
maybe,
my whole way of thinking.
Maybe I need to
It's
do
a
that.
movie I could never watch again though, because I feel like it'll lose.
What was
its
it?
meaning.
Jackman? Was that Hugh
Hugh
Jackman?
Jackman.
And
It'll
Winslet?
lose. No.
The Mummy.
Yeah, you're right.
Rachel Weisz.
Rachel Weisz. Yeah. It just changed how I view my relationships with people and just like how I interact with them, and I feel like it'll lose all of its weight and all the depth that I got from it if I watch it again.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So it's like I know exactly what happens, and
You
I know
got
how
it.
it made
You've
me
been
feel.
there. I've done that.
Yeah.
I bought the ticket. I took the ride.
Yeah.
I don't need to go down that road ever
Absolutely,
again.
absolutely,
I get you. But the one thing I love is that we all are very interested in the things that we are very interested in. Like,
what's up?
No
Just One Kurt coming at.
What? Just One Kurt.
Justin.
Tease for next.
Party foul.
Tease
Party
for
foul.
next week.
Looks like it's not just Mikey.
Oh my God.
Producer is fired.
I'm out of here.
All right.
Get out of here,
We have a
Gelman.
job
You can have
opening.
my Long Island as well.
You get a Long Island and 3 lucky strikes, or lucky streaks, and like 8 lucky strikes probably. But we all have different interests. We all have things that that really reach us and mean something to us, and will, like a good person will, go, hey, this made an impact on my life. This is something that really changed me, whether it's just entertaining or, as you were saying, and it changed my outlook on the way I act on a daily basis.
Literally, on just who I am today is because of that movie.
Yeah, and how you interacted with it. So what I wanted to do is, we just wrapped up the teens, the 2010's, if you will.
Yeah.
We are now in a new decade, and a great thing to do at the end of a decade is to look back at what might have been overlooked, what might have been missed. And since we are all 4 very different people with very different individual tastes,
Yes.
I thought it would be fun for each of us to throw out a couple of movies that we felt were underrated, underappreciated, maybe didn't underperform. They might have had great box office, but they were just kind of shunned. Because I'm not putting this on the list because this is probably the worst movie of the decade, but Avatar: The Last Airbender. It was... I think that's 2010. I think it was like right at 2010.
You might be right. When you were saying Avatar, I was like, nah.
That was 09. That was 09. But The Last Airbender, I believe, is 2010, and that's added to the confusion that Avatar had just come out. But that movie was so universally panned, and most people agree with that. And if you were a fan of the original content, it was terrible. So, I mean, it's easy to look at something that's terrible, but I want to look at the things that we loved that were underappreciated. Last Airbender made a shitload of money.
Yeah.
But it wasn't good, and nobody really likes it.
Well, it got screwed because of the name, basically. I mean, I never watched it. I didn't see it.
You didn't see it, so yes, it got screwed because of the name.
I mean,
but if you watched it, that was probably the second or third movie in my life that I wanted to walk out of. I was there with Micah and Kev Sessions, and we were there. Both of them past guests on this show, so you can check them out in older episodes. But we were all sitting there, and I think Micah and I had watched the show, and Kev had never seen the show. And it basically made Kevin...
You watch the show?
Oh, yeah. I don't like anime, but
I know, you're not an anime guy.
Which is like a shame, because...
there is a lot of
There's a lot of anime that I would
You should watch Akira before...
I need
definitely
to.
Before because that's like a movie, that's like a whole...
It's so good, dude.
Oh,
But see, the difference between Akira and just a regular anime, though, is Akira changed the standard for how a lot of animation was done.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that if you're into film, or even just hand-drawn, like, animation, it changed
the amount of detail.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
The amount of detail that went into Akira
I'm not
is
opposed
insane.
to checking out more, but it's one of those things that's just like... Airbender was basically... My brother Kevin told me, you need to watch this show. And I went, I do not want to watch an anime show. And he was like, no, you need to. And I was like, no, our neighbor growing up loved Dragon Ball, and I fucking had to watch Dragon Ball all the time.
I love Dragon Ball.
I didn't get it because I
New
probably
game
just
out, by the way.
would watch like random
Looks
episodes
awesome.
and not know what was going on. And I'm sure if I got into the story and everything, that I would really enjoy it. But Kevin was like, listen, it's 3 seasons. It's done. That's all you got to deal with. Like 20, 24 episodes a piece. And I watched them, and I was like, holy fuck. I love the animation style. I've never had a problem with the animation style, but it's just like...
You know what I think you would like a lot? Full Metal Alchemist.
I've heard a lot about that as well.
Avatar: The Last Airbender, though, oddly enough, created by a dude named Michael Martino.
Really?
Really?
What's
your middle name?
Well, no. That's not his middle name. It's Martino.
Martino.
All right,
but mine's A. Mine's A.
A?
Yeah.
Michael A. Martino?
Yeah.
You are one of the Martinos? Michael A. Is it Arthur?
No, Anthony.
Anthony. Oh, man.
Andrew.
I'm Italian.
Anthony.
Okay.
I'm Italian and Puerto Rican.
Michael
Anthony.
Michael
Anthony.
Michele Antonio
Antonio
Martino.
Magre.
Michele Antonio Martino.
But yeah.
That was a bad movie that made a lot of fucking money. What I wanted to focus on was just movies that we feel were overlooked. Movies that we feel should have a place in history, and most likely they will not, or most likely they have a hard go of making it at this point. So, since you are our featured guest tonight for the first episode of season 4, I want to start with you.
Okay.
If you have a couple of runner-ups, ideas, and then what your number one overall.
All right. So, first runner-up, I'm gonna go with Venom.
Oh yeah, that is a good pick,
made a
dude.
fuck ton of money at the box office,
but got shit on.
But got shit on by critics.
So much.
Excuse me, critics. Jesus Christ.
Critics.
You said critics as I said so much, so we're good.
Dude, that movie had me dying. The moment, like, when he was first when Venom was first talking to him, and he's walking down the street, and he's like, huh?
Who did the voice of Venom? Was it David
It was
Keith?
him.
No, it was Tom Hardy.
Because it felt like David Keith, like that.
David?
Keith David, not David Keith. David Keith's a white guy actor from the 90s. Keith David...
He was famous for Spawn.
Spawn.
That was the voice.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I'll actually be able to.
The proud, the Marines.
I'll be able to actually full circle back.
All right,
so
Keith
Venom,
David with my picks.
And if you need a full circle back to David Keith, the movie Gold Diggers with Christina Ricci in 1994, he was the bad guy in that. It was a white guy actor. It was basically a bad Neil McDonough. Anyway.
But what do you call it? So Venom definitely. That was very highly underrated. I mean, it got shit on by critics. I mean, rightfully so in certain senses. Like as a whole, the movie was just very like shoddily put together. But I feel like it made for a very fun movie.
Oh, totally
so
did,
fun.
Dude.
I remember I saw it twice in theaters. I don't see a movie twice.
Did I see that with you in theaters?
Yeah, you saw it with me.
He went with us.
That was a nice Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah.
I think the problem that Venom faced
Yeah, Zach was there too, weren't you?
Yeah.
I saw the movie.
Yeah, we were all there.
I think it was all of us.
I don't remember. I know I saw it in theater.
But I think
I probably saw it with you guys.
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah.
I think what it suffered from was the Disney syndrome, where it wasn't. Like, the CGI was great. Like, don't get me wrong, they fucking nailed it.
But it wasn't pieced together.
But it wasn't a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
And I think
hilarious.
DC falls a lot on that, where people are like, oh, Marvel. Oh wait, DC. What's going on with this?
Which is so very weird to me because it's like
before 10 years ago, you didn't give a shit about Marvel.
Well,
DC was everything.
But but I also but I also
people.
feel like so I don't know if you guys saw that Morbius trailer. But
yes.
how okay, so there's graffiti Spider-Man.
I don't know, but
there's
it
graffiti
looks so
Spider-Man
cool.
on the wall, and
but
it
it's
says
Tobey
murderer.
Maguire Spider-Man. It looks totally.
It does look like it.
It looks
okay,
so
it does
much
look like that.
him.
But you notice how it says murderer across him?
Yeah.
That's because of the shit that happened in Far From Home.
Yep.
And what do you call it? And Michael Keaton's at the end of that trailer.
It
as
is
Vulture.
And is it Vulture?
So
is that
that's
confirmed?
Vulture? Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So
Michael Keaton's playing Vulture?
Yeah. Well, he plays Vulture in Homecoming.
In
Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah, he played him in
Oh,
Spider-Man movie. So they are pulling him into the Sony.
No.
That's a setup for.
They're now telling you that Morbius is MCU. Like that's like all the Sony shit now going forward.
Are they going to go Sinister Six with Morbius?
Yeah, probably.
But here's the thing: do you think that through the whole Sony and Marvel thing,
Venom's going to be making his way over to the MCU?
He is.
Okay.
And I feel like
it was a mistake. It was a mistake. It was a huge mistake not having that connected already.
Sure.
But that's because they were holding out for that deal.
Yeah.
And what do you call it? And because
a year
the deal
later,
didn't go through,
they got the deal. After that, all that.
A year
bullshit.
later, the deal didn't go through until Bob Iger, Tom Holland, and Tom Rothman got together. And they were like, all right, we need to
exactly.
Tom Holland's pretty much just been, I will be this guy in any form I can for as much as I can.
For as long as I can,
Because I'm not a moron.
He'll probably be Spider-Man for the next 20 years.
Well, he can be.
Yeah.
He's fucking, 23, 24?
And what do you call it? Apparently, this is like super rumor too, but like for real, they're thinking about, and the reason why they put that, the reason why they made it look like Tobey Maguire's suit on that thing is they're saying that they're gonna try and get a live action Spider-Verse between
I would
Garfield,
love that, dude.
Holland and Tobey Maguire.
I would
Garfield?
Yeah, Andrew Garfield and
bring Toby back.
Yeah,
I would love
if they
get
get
him to do the old washed up guy that they did in
with Jake Johnson. Yeah.
He was so good
so
at that.
Good, yeah.
He literally might be the only person I thought was more amazing.
But I don't think they even need him to do.
Movie.
They don't even need to make him like a washed-up Spider-Man, just a Spider-Man who's been through the shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Well, he was through the shit. We saw him go through the shit in 3 movies. But like, I mean, like a dude who's been through the shit. He's like.
Do you think they'll reference his emo phase and that? No.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, I mean, they did in Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So like,
they did that straight up.
I think at this point they just know that the fans like okay, with comic book movies, if you're not providing fan service, why are you making that?
Exactly.
Like, I'm sorry, but it's literally the whole point. That's literally the whole point. That's why people go out to see comic book movies, is because they're already fans.
And not to go off on another Star Wars tangent, but go fuck anybody that's not happy with Star Wars, you get more Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, it's fan service. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
They just had to end they had to end everybody.
Well, that's the big argument with, like, the whole thing with Last Jedi is that, like, Rian Johnson's like, I feel like as a viewer you should be challenged, and it's like, no, not with like your beloved franchise.
Yes.
Exactly.
Your beloved franchises, you
give
service
us
your
Looper,
fans.
give us Knives Out or whatever.
The original
Challenge
challenges were the original movies.
Yes.
Those are the original. Now you build on that.
Which can I say that I went back and rewatched Last Jedi before I went and saw Skywalker.
Which you didn't even need to, because
I didn't
literally
need to. No, I didn't need to, but I wanted to.
He literally erases it. Yeah.
But
Which
I
would be
wanted
the
to.
biggest gripe against it.
I think that was
wanted to, but everything that I had a problem with that movie, except for the fucking milk scene, I had no problems with. I enjoyed the movie mainly for the imagery, dude. I will say this: he fucking captured some of the best imagery in any Star Wars movie ever. It was almost like Kubrick directed that movie.
Now, see, okay, and I see what you're saying, because because
because
Kubrick also does the thing with the colors, and he keeps very strict color schemes and stuff like that. But that's the thing; it's like Star Wars has never been directed by like an art house filmmaker.
Yeah, no, true.
You know what I'm saying? Like you need somebody that's gonna go in there and give you a blockbuster film.
He made Brick.
Looper for that matter. I mean, but literally, like you need somebody that goes in there and can, you know, like
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Bruce Willis. That movie?
Yeah. What do you call it? But J.J. Abrams, I mean, he already did the first 2 Star Trek, so we knew he could do a dope fucking space movie. True. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, so it just makes sense. And he literally is hailed as like the Neo Spielberg. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just like.
Bound to happen. You guys got cat butt in your face.
All right, so that wasn't your number one. What is your number one most overrated movie?
Number one, most overrated. Actually, underrated. Excuse me. That I just saw literally a couple days ago was Overlord.
Oh, I still have to watch that.
Holy shit!
I heard that was amazing.
Okay, I don't
Nazi
know.
zombies.
It was amazing.
Nazi zombies.
It's on Hulu.
It was originally slated to be one of the Cloverfield movies that J.J. Abrams produced, and they were they didn't know what to do with it. But then then they did Cloverfield Paradox and 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Give us the elevator
10
pitch
Cloverfield
of what
Lane
that movie
is amazing.
Okay, of Overlord.
Of Overlord.
Okay, so it's a bunch of paratroopers in World War II getting ready to hop down behind enemy lines.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so their plane gets hit and they have to rush out and get dropped out into the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And they end up coming across this this French little village.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's being occupied by Nazis or whatever, and they're doing these weird experiments. And all of a sudden, you start seeing some weird shit going down, and the one main dude, actually one of the main characters is Wyatt Russell, Kurt Russell's son.
Oh.
And dude, I can honestly say the whole time, and that's why I was coming back to the whole Keith David thing.
Okay.
Because Wyatt Russell in Overlord reminds me of Kurt Russell in The Thing. Like the way that he acts, and he's just super serious and very strict, and just like to the T. You know what I mean? Wyatt Russell just like he just got it, man.
The real question is, are we going to see another Big Trouble in Little China 2?
I highly doubt it, but they did finish off the story in the comic books.
Okay.
They did comic books. It's called Old Man Jack.
All right.
And what do you call it? And it's literally Kurt Russell's character as an old man, with all that.
So what are the reasons that people might have not seen this movie, might have overlooked it?
No big actors.
No big actors.
No big
I
actors.
think it was just dubbed as a regular horror movie.
Yeah, well, yeah, and once it got written
Bad
off as not a
advertising.
Cloverfield movie,
Yeah.
I feel like everyone stopped caring about it.
Okay.
Nazi zombies, dude. Okay, remember how big that was?
Yeah, like there was
like everybody was all
that
Call of
Nazi
Duty
Moon movie.
Well, there was Call of Duty, but there's plenty of movies.
Iron Sky.
Iron
That
Sky.
movie. That's what I'm thinking. Iron Sky.
There's that, but then there's also
I haven't seen the second.
Dead
yet.
Snow.
Yeah, Dead Snow, where the
Snow.
kids end up at like some fucking.
What do you call it? So Nazi zombies, like huge premise, like everybody loves that like, whole premise. You know what I mean? But
if it could only be werewolf women of the SS.
But you know what? And it's sort of like that, but it's like more. There's more to it than that.
Yeah.
And without getting too like spoilery or whatever, like it's just I don't know. It was a fun movie from start to finish. But I will also say, like, I don't know if you've ever seen Dunkirk. It just captures.
It's a great movie.
I have not.
Well, Dunkirk captures like how intense a World War II scenario is. This movie
you ever
also
watch Band
captures
of Brothers? Like the whole series, same feel.
Not the whole series, but James showed me it years ago, and he was like, his pitch to me on that was, look at the casting compared to the real people, like Band of Brothers, and then I looked side by side photos. I'm like,
holy shit!
How does Barry Pepper just look like that guy?
Yeah, right.
Like, how does David Schwimmer just look like that guy? Like that fucking blew my mind.
I love it. Joe Toy is my favorite.
If you've never seen Band of Brothers, watch that.
Yeah, I love Band of Brothers.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch that all the way through.
The scene where like he was like the dude was so crazy that he just ran from across the battlefield and like because no one and nobody was shooting at him because they didn't even know what the hell was going on. And then he just like runs and then he makes it all the way back.
He runs forward, runs all the way back, gets everybody to move. Yep.
Band of Brothers is so good. But yeah, man, Overlord, fucking like, I think what really did it for me was Kurt Russell's kid.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell's son. He just played such a good character.
So you would say the number one reason that you think to watch it is good movie, but check out Kurt Russell's kid.
Dude, watch him.
Is this him and Goldie Hawn's child?
Yeah,
or?
Yeah.
Oh well, then fuck.
Dude,
yeah.
but he looks.
I mean,
like...
Dakota Johnson's not his, but she's a pretty fucking
That's
amazing
Don Johnson.
actress. She's an amazing actress. Peanut Butter Falcon. She was fucking great in that.
Dakota Johnson, isn't that's Don Johnson and Melanie Griffith?
Oh, Melanie Griffith.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm racist against white women.
But yeah, no, that's who that is. But yeah, what do you call it? Yeah, completely different people.
Totally. But, strike that from the record.
You know what? Let's just end this show.
Strike that. Reverse it.
See you guys later. Cue
Bye.
music. Peace.
All right.
But no, that's why. Honestly, his performance, if you love The Thing, and also because it's Wyatt Russell and a black dude.
Okay.
So it's like Kurt Russell and Keith David.
Oh,
so it's what do you call it? That's why I was calling Full Circle, so whatever.
Hell yeah.
And what do you call it? But also, I don't know if you guys have seen Watchmen, but the dude, he
the movie or the show?
The show
that just got canceled.
HBO. No, it didn't get canceled. They
said
they're not going forward without Damon Lindelof, but the CEO of HBO hasn't completely written off because realistically. Think about it this way, real quick. If you're a CEO of a company who has like a big show on your hands now, and Damon Lindelof already said like you guys can do a second season, I'm just not doing it. You know what I mean? Clearly, like
was there a reason why he wasn't doing it?
He said he wrote some of his best shit. He wrote so much good shit for that first season that he doesn't even have anything creatively to do for a second.
Sense.
So, like, good on him for, like, not just wasting everyone's time and, like, trying to, like, True Detective
Well, do what BBC does.
Like, I love
and
True
wait
Detective
6
season
years
2.
and then make a good
but they
season.
rushed him on that one, so it didn't come out as good as the first one. And it was just a lot more basic than the first one. The first one was, like, more, like, twisty-turny, philosophical, Jesus Christ. And what do you call it? Philosophical. This is fucking Long Island.
Is that one of those bands that Richard used to download with Corn Philosophical?
But what do you call it? What is it getting at? Hello.
You were talking Watchmen. You were talking why it's getting not canceled and why they're gonna wait.
Exactly. They're either gonna wait or in a couple of years they're just gonna be like, boom, second season with a different writer.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna like take a show that's so critically acclaimed and universally acclaimed rather, between fans
Is it
and
getting
critics.
good reviews as far as
Across the
fans
board,
for
dude.
Watchmen itself?
Across the board. I mean, some people like the show more than they like the movie.
Because I will
Which
say
the movie
that
is
I
pretty
saw,
much word for word.
I saw the
movie.
movie
My
in
movie is
theaters.
My
Mine's
movie
Saturday.
is so stupid I didn't understand it.
But the show deals with the comic book ending with the squid
Yeah.
coming down
Okay.
onto New York
Oh,
City as opposed
okay.
to Dr.
movie.
Manhattan being transported. And what do you call it? And they even like show it, and it's just like so cool, and it takes place like 30 years later or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's what do you call it? And it's like Ozymandias is older, and like
That's
it's
cool.
Jeremy Irons.
Yeah.
Jeremy
Oh, yeah,
Irons
yeah.
plays Ozymandias, and it's like the best fucking shit. And it's like, oh
All right.
man, but that's Overlord for me.
So Overlord
bringing
for
it
you.
back to Overlord. That's why.
That's
it's,
why.
It's